nurturing businesses with support and services to help them grow and bloom. The time by Sagicor Bank is 7 o'clock.
Tonight in CVM News at 7, Lucy underwater after extended rainfall. Kendall Main Road split in two. Bamboo buildup at Riley Bridge contributes to Lucy flooding. And nightmare flooding for St. Thomas residents. We'll also have the latest news from overseas. And later in sports, Sharika Jackson speeds to meet record. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7 for this Saturday, May 23, 2026. I'm Amoy Harriet, and thanks for joining us. We begin with news emerging from Hanover. After images emerged late last night of extensive flooding in the coastal town of Lucy, residents were forced to shelter in place as rains pinned motorists and pedestrians down along the main road, caught between the sea and the hilly interior. Joel Crosskill reports.
The heavy rainfall began shortly after 2 p.m. on Friday, and 3 hours later, the entire township of Lucy was flooded. Its major thoroughfare impassable, though attempts were made.
Water gone and Lucy town there. See out of seawall, see seawall there. And see water there. See water there right at my foot, water there.
Fighting the current, an exercise in futility as nature took its course over the parish capital of Hanover, resulting in one of the largest traffic pileups residents say they had ever witnessed.
See na Lucy town there. So if I say so done, just imagine keep left. See out a GV gas station there where you see like this up. See I'll chop out there with the light the wind can't pass. A terrible flooding here. See water here. Look on water.
Missing from the witness's voice, an element of surprise, as parishioners had been experiencing elevated rainfall for the past several days, with residents living in a section of the Kendall community, which lies on the border with western Westmoreland, forced to take alternative routes since Tuesday of this week, after the main road which leads through the community was split in two.
You know, say the rainfall tear up the wall up by a bank and come down, and this is my first never see something like this before. Even right now the man in our house, the man are fret. Understand? Because this can't tear down at any moment. Understand? Man have to park all them vehicle on road cannot pass. Understand? So we just want to just assess as fast as possible.
Heather Miller-Bennett and representatives from the National Works Agency on Saturday toured the sections of the roadway completely destroyed by the flooding. The MP for Hanover Western admitted she had never seen its like before.
Well, actually, this is the community that I grew up in. This is where I was born and this is where I grew up. Yes, the road is broken away. It is heartbreaking to see what has happened over the last couple of days. This leg of the road is actually, we've never experienced anything like this, and it is not a road that had like potholes right in this space. There are other areas that required work, but not this particular area. What I will say though, it requires some drain cleaning and bushing along this space.
The Kendal Main Road leads to Glasgow in Westmoreland, Kingsvale and Green Island in Hanover. However, some residents living in the community are now stranded because their homes are located on the section of the breakaway which is not connected to the major townships.
The hotels use it to carry the staff traverse to get to work, persons going to church. It's a frequently used road, and so we have spoken to the National Works Agency and they are on board to get this done and get this done quickly.
Joel Crosskill, CVM News.
Now, the National Works Agency, NWA, has announced a road closure notice for the Kendal Main Road in Hanover, advising that the main road from Green Island to Glasgow in the parish is now closed. The corridor has been closed in the vicinity of the Apostolic Church in the community of Kendal due to collapse of the road embankment. Meanwhile, motorists traveling from the direction of Green Island and wishing to go beyond the affected section of road in Kendal are being advised to use the alternative route through Riley, Kingsvale and Prospect. Motorists are also being advised to obey the posted warning signs and not to attempt to use the affected section of road. Meanwhile, Minister with responsibility for works Robert Morgan has instructed that immediate steps be taken to mitigate the flooding, which he says in the area of Lucy. Now, Minister Morgan has also directed that the NWA review the situation along the collapsed roadway in the community of Kendal with a view to carry out temporary work to facilitate its reopening. Now, based on checks by the NWA's technical team, a heavy deposit of bamboo at the Riley Bridge was a major contributor to the flooding of the Lucy Main Road. Joel Crosskill continues to track developments in Hanover.
Councillor for the Lucy Division, Brian Chambers, has reported that the major flooding which occurred in the township of Lucy, Hanover, on Friday afternoon into Friday night was not the result of a lack of drain cleaning, but due to the Dry Hill River overflowing its banks.
Persons are saying it's a case where drains need to be cleaned, but what persons must remember, the flooding is from the river and drains aren't able to contain the amount of water that a river flows. So when we have a lot of rain in the hills, then you will have small rivers like the one from Dry Hill that leads from Dry Hill into the community of Brissett. That's a very small river, but when there's a lot of rain in the hills, then the water load is very heavy. So what will happen now is that when that small river meets with the Riley River, the river is not able to run into the Riley River, and as such it takes the main road of Brissett. The thing with the river that passes through the Brissett community is that persons throw a lot of rubbish in the river, and as such it helps to block the flow of the river. So one of the things we have to look at now is try to educate the persons in the community. Don't throw the garbage in the river, because when I looked at the river this morning, I realized that persons throw old stove or refrigerators into the river, and this is one of the reasons that causes the river to also overflow.
The build-up of broken bamboo, too much to bear.
But because of the heavy rain in the last 3 weeks, we have a lot of bamboos coming down, and they won't have any time to clean those rivers. So the bamboos are now at the mouth of the Riley River.
Heather Miller-Bennett, MP for Hanover Western, described the cyclical problem.
Say the bamboo comes from Harbour River down, and if we do maintenance continuously and we have the resources, because that's another thing. Yes, we know that maintenance is required, but we need the resources to make sure this happens frequently so that we don't encounter this kind of flooding. Yes, we know the town floods because Lucy, as you know, is below sea level and it floods, but then the problem is increased when we have the bamboos on this side.
The community of Brissett continues to bear the brunt of it. Councillor Chambers described the efforts that are being made towards prevention.
I know that there's a plan to repair the seawall entrance into the town.
That's a major issue.
Right. So automatically the drains will have to be widened and all of that to accommodate that. I mentioned before that the Riley River, there should be some dredging taking place. Well, not dredging, widening of the river and deepening of the river should be taking place also.
Until then, residents across this and other western parishes now brace themselves to meet the uncertainties associated with another looming hurricane season. Joel Crossgill, CVM News.
And from the west to the east, residents of Cotton Tree, Port Morant in St. Thomas say they're now living a nightmare with threats of flooding significantly increased. They're appealing to the Prime Minister to step in quickly and listen to what they have to say regarding roadworks they insist have backfired to make their lives a nightmare. They say if something isn't done to rectify the situation, they face potential loss of life and millions of dollars in property damage, a headache they would rather not have with hurricane season set to begin in a few days. As we hear from Damien Phillips, residents don't want a temporary solution, but one that settles their mind over the long term.
Residents of Cotton Tree, Port Morant, in panic mode because apparently their property is slowly becoming unprofitable before their eyes. Living in a flood-prone area, they know all too well potential threats. Pointing to the roadwork along the main thoroughfare of Port Morant Square, to include the construction of a drain reportedly blocked and clogged. Work in the immediate vicinity of the premises, residents lament their homes are now being flooded and their land eroded by water damage.
I live in a flood-prone area. No, I've been living here for the past 7 years and I've never been flooded. Never been flooded until this drain was built.
When the water came, me first get everything, then everybody else after. When it come, it not come and just stop. It come, it flood out everything. Everything's flood out. Right now, me entertainment center, it mash up. Me kitchen unit mash up. Sit outside the door there. And I don't know who and hurt can help with.
There's a crap at under my ear. And when I wake up, at the water, see me face at the edge of the couch, so, and the water coming up on the edge of the couch. And I could have said, Jesus Christ, I couldn't go so. I go to the gate because the water, I am up and lick down the big gate. So I had to go through the shop. It's a policeman come rescue me. As high as the wall is out there, so it's because the step is there. That's me. I couldn't go there, so if the step never did them, I couldn't go there, so. But it's because the road lift. They lift the road. The river no dredge, and we talk to them about it, and nobody decides to hear what we have to say.
Political representatives aware of the situation, even as residents, are giving advice to construction workers on how to proceed in the best interest of all concerned. Residents believe the contractors are inconsiderate and are not thinking about the resulting impact on lives, adding the overall plans to rectify flooding issues were not thoroughly considered.
The drain that they are currently trying to make here, it is too small for the volume of water that comes directly into country and come into this drain. No, they are not taking any talk. They don't want to hear anything.
This drain when they put away said detrimental to us, is a danger to us. We tell them, I myself tell them, the water will be coming up from back to front and from front to back. That's what exactly what happened. Couch and everything gone, you know.
We have a situation where we now have an extension of the drain, an earth drain extended about 150 meters back further into the flooded area so that the area can be flooded a little bit more.
The desperate cry for help getting louder. Appeals for the Prime Minister to assist as residents express having limited options.
I don't know where am I to go.
Okay.
And I can't build house again. Which triage me can build house?
Days away from the start of the 2026 hurricane season, residents are stressing about the impact it could have on their living situation.
I don't know what to do. When the rain coming on, it is a different thought. The rain come over there and it's me waste the water reach me. And somebody have to assist me and take up my granddaughter and put him on the back. When the young man go through there, so he must stagger the water reach him man up here, so. So I know nothing, so we love up this thing and we are cherish it up. We need justice.
I am grateful for the work, but what kind of work is being done? Something that is going to put my life and my property at risk the next rainfall?
Can whoever in authority take 3 or 4 days or even a week for correct the condition that is here? And from we talking more than a month gone, this happened on the 8th of April. And it's almost more than a month gone now. Next month is this 2 months, the 8th of next month, and nobody come to correct the condition. What are we going to do?
I would not call it a quick fix. I would call it an attempt to fix, because nothing is fixed. We have had some activity, but as I said earlier, the activity amounts to zero progress. We need real solutions to real problems.
For CVM News, I'm Damon Phillips.
The National Artificial Intelligence Task Force has been formally directed by the Minister with responsibility for science, technology and special projects to provide an urgent policy recommendation for the Cabinet on the immediate advancement of AI literacy across the government. The directive from Dr. Andrew Wheatley follows his assessment that AI adoption across ministries, departments and agencies is already underway and in some cases is ahead of the safeguards needed to govern responsibly. Crystal Williams has the details.
The minister without portfolio in the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for science, technology and special projects, Dr. Andrew Wheatley, says he has noticed many government entities already using artificial intelligence, AI, to complete their functions.
And this raises serious concerns, particularly where such use may be taking place in advance of the necessary policy, governance, risk management, accountability, and operational guardrails required for the responsible use of AI in the public sector.
Dr. Wheatley says that the National AI Task Force must coordinate with Jamaica's Information and Communication Technology ICT Authority and operate in accordance with its framework.
The National AI Task Force has been directed to consult with the Jamaica ICT Authority, whose input will be essential to ensuring that any proposed AI literacy program, interim governance measures, and related policy adoption are aligned with government's wider ICT governance, digital transformation, and technology oversight responsibilities.
The minister adds that the initiative of AI literacy across the government of Jamaica must not be limited to technical training alone.
It must begin with a practical, policy-grounded understanding of what AI is, how it is being used, what the risks are, where the boundaries should lie, and what standards of responsibility, transparency, privacy, security, human oversight, and data sovereignty should govern its use in the public service.
Crystal Williams reporting for CVM News.
It's time for a break. CVM News at 7 returns in a moment.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes. Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Every
day, we use our feet to walk, run, and take us places. But your feet can do something even more amazing. Join Guardian Group's Shine 5K Night Run Walk and make a stride to support KPH, the Falmouth Hospital, and Project STAR. Saturday, May 23 in Kingston and Saturday, May 30 in Montego Bay. Register at run2shineja.com or runningeventsja.com and see you at Guardian Group's Shine 5K Night Run Walk.
Welcome back. We are continuing the news. We will not bow to any intimidation or threat. That declaration from Senate President Tom Tavares Finson following mounting criticism over the delayed tabling of an Integrity Commission investigative report now sitting in Parliament for nearly 2 months. The opposition is demanding the report be tabled in the House of Representatives and the Senate next week. The question raised by opposition Senator Lambert Brown during the opening of the Senate on Friday.
Are there any other reports that have been presented to the Parliament that have not been shared with us as Senator as soon as practicable? And if there's any such report, could the Senators be told whether or not there's any court action enjoining the Parliament from tabling such a report?
Senator Brown's question came just hours after opposition leader Mark Golding received a letter from attorney Michael Hilton KC concerning an Integrity Commission report that remains shelved nearly 2 months after reaching Parliament. The report was submitted to Parliament on March 30, but has still not been tabled in either the House or the Senate. Now, while details remain unclear, the report is understood to involve the conduct of the Firearm Licensing Authority FLA and is now before the Supreme Court. The letter referenced this week's parliamentary sitting where leader of government business Floyd Green argued that tabling the report could prejudice the ongoing court matter, but Attorney Hilton sought to make it clear that there's nothing in the Integrity Commission Act which prevents a report from being tabled if the matter is before the courts. Senate President Tom Tavares Finson responded.
The courts have said nothing in relation to the exercise of the prerogative of the presiding officers of Parliament. They have said nothing. The presiding officers of the Parliament, the Speaker and myself, have taken a decision based on our assessment as to what is happening in the court, and we have made that decision, which, let me point out, that decision is subject to continuous review.
Of note, the Integrity Commission Act doesn't set a specific timeline or procedure for the tabling of reports submitted to Parliament, leaving that decision largely in the hands of the Senate President and House Speaker, a decision President Tavares Finson says he and House Speaker Juliet Holness will not be bullied into changing.
Saying too much. Listen, without saying too much, I would just indicate that the presiding officers, the Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives, and myself as President of the Senate will not bow to any intimidation or threat.
He was also quick to push back against critics attempting to pin the blame on Mrs. Holness.
The decision not to table this specific report was not taken by the Speaker of the House, the Honorable Juliet Holness, in isolation. That decision was taken by the presiding officers. That is to say, myself as President of the Senate and the Speaker of the House, in consultation with the clerk and the legal officers of the Parliament. Persons who are well aware of this, however, have sought to ascribe the decision as not to table the report solely to the Speaker of the House, in yet another attempt to besmirch her authority and tarnish her reputation. I am not surprised by these attacks, however, as there is a long history of attacking strong women in leadership in this country.
In the meantime, this appeal from opposition leader Mark Golding.
I trust that the Integrity Commission's investigative report on the Firearm Licensing Authority will be tabled at the next sittings of the House of Representatives and of the Senate, respectively. If not, I intend to instruct legal counsel to file proceedings as advised in the memorandum.
Advance, innovate, and execute. That's the theme leading the charge for the Fujitsu America's Business Kickoff 2026. The world's sixth largest information technology services provider, specializing in digital transformation, cloud computing, and artificial intelligence, has partnered with several local companies as the country shifts from paper to digital. More from Natasha Williams.
Minister with responsibility for efficiency, innovation, and digital transformation, Audrey Marks, participated in the Fujitsu America's Business Kickoff 2026 held at Moon Palace, Jamaica recently. The event brought together industry players and professionals for networking, partnerships, and a presentation focused on innovation, digital advancement, and the future of business and technology. Marks says the movement to partner with local groups goes in line with the recent steps taken by her ministry in transforming Jamaica digitally.
It's especially meaningful for us because it speaks to discipline. It speaks to understanding that progress is not accidental. Progress is not accidental. It also speaks to Jamaica's journey as a nation. We are advancing by strengthening the foundations of a modern economy. We are innovating by embracing new tools, new partnerships, and new ways of solving problems. We're executing by focusing on tangible results, better public services, stronger institutions, greater efficiency, improved access, new opportunities for all people.
With Fujitsu also partnering with the National Land Agency, the company's representative says this will be a great boost to their current paper-based system in bringing efficiency, increased productivity, and slashing turnaround time.
With our partnership, we will see the efficiency of the agency escalate beyond our mission. We intend to see electronic lodgement certification. We will improve our e-land Jamaica, which is currently our subscription-based service. We can buy our residents online, and we hope to see that improve using the TEDS platform. We will innovate and remove all the friction in our system. We will remove the bureaucracy, and of course ensure seamless registration of documents from end to end. So no more physically driving to an office to physically handle documenting as is required by our law now. So with this partnership, we will see a fully digital environment where documents can be submitted online registration and more efficient and secure land registry across the MLA.
However, Ambassador Marks notes that over the years, companies have invested in technology to stay competitive, resilient, and future-ready. But she notes it will take more than just investing to reap success.
It requires clear strategy, strong leadership, effective change management, and alignment across people, processes, and platforms. This is where partnerships with organizations such as Fujitsu plays a vital role in helping government and businesses navigate this complex landscape. I'm looking forward to the expanded relationship.
Natasha Williams, CVM News.
We now turn to international news. New details are emerging after reports of gunfire near the White House in Washington, D.C. According to eyewitnesses and U.S. media reports, a suspect allegedly opened fire near a Secret Service security perimeter close to the White House complex. Secret Service agents reportedly returned fire in a rapid exchange. The latest from Al Jazeera.
Well, this has not been confirmed by the White House or the Secret Service. Bystanders as well as U.S. media reporting that what occurred about 90 minutes ago was that a suspect approached about a block away from where I'm standing. For those who have been to Washington, D.C., this is the intersection of 17th and Pennsylvania. And it was there a suspect fired at the security perimeter of Secret Service agents. There's a guard agent there. There are also at minimum 6 or more Secret Service cars that are there to check IDs, etc. And it was when the suspect fired approximately a dozen shots that the Secret Service opened fire and returned fire. In total, we are told almost 36 shots fired and in very rapid exchange. Now, what we can tell you from the bystander reports, again, as well as U.S. media, is that there, as you could probably see off in the distance, there is an ambulance there, but there was also one ambulance that left shortly after this incident occurred and police responded. And we believe that the suspect, we do not know their condition, we do not know the gender, the age, but that they were taken away because of their injuries as well as a possible bystander. Now, in terms of the Secret Service themselves, we are told, but again, this needs to be confirmed officially by the Secret Service, that they were all okay. But this is